Welcome into the show,
Hi.
Dave.
Trying to manufacture some energy right now.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
The vibes, the Hawaiian vibes.
I'm going island like vacation vibes today to try to like cleanse my mind a little bit after what we watched last night.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
You can't win them all,
No,
right? Like,
no,
come
you
on,
can't.
let's just get that out there. You're not going to win them all. You're 3-1. Just ran into our boy Danny McCray upstairs.
Okay,
So it's like,
yeah.
it's calmed down. Like,
That's true.
one loss, 12-10. It was ugly.
An ugly loss. That's the thing. I think you're going to lose games in the NFL. Every team but one has. But like.
But you lose by 4 field goals
Ugly.
to the Saints.
Ugly.
A team that didn't score a touchdown.
A team that did
penalties.
not score a touchdown. Now, you're right, Linz. If you had told us on Friday, hey, they're not going to score a touchdown, this team's going to have 5 sacks, Barry, your prediction's going to be right. They're going to get their interception. But yet, they still lose the game.
It's tough to stomach. I get why people are upset this morning.
Kellen
Let's roll
Moore.
the highlights and
Let's
get
see
it
what's
over
poppin'.
with. Let's see what's popping and what wasn't popping with the highlights. Yeah, boy, Teddy Bridgewater got sacked 5 times on the night, but still prevailed. So disappointing.
Honestly, we saw what we wanted to see from this Dallas defense as far as I'm
we
concerned.
did.
They got 5 sacks. They held Kamara in check, got a pick.
This was disappointing.
This is the problem right here. And Dak is usually so good when he's on the move.
That
But
was
it's
easy
Randall
to
Cobb.
forget early on in the first,
Yeah,
forget
it
that
was.
was a chance.
At that point in the game, you're like, they'll be back down there. They'll have another opportunity.
This
Seems
was
like
something you do
I just
not.
Gold Jacket Witt never fumbles. A heck of a play by Klein, though. I mean, chasing down. I mean, that was a heck of a forced fumble, but
Came in with a punch.
Maybe that's when you know it's not going to be your night.
Exactly, because then, of course, this happens as well,
The
which
fourth
the elbow
one.
I thought he was
conversation
down.
will be the new did Dez catch it. So
Yes.
This is true.
just accept that. I mean, it looked like it was.
I thought he was
And we're down.
That,
is-
honestly, that is my clearest look at it because I was in the press box last night. I did not have a good view of it. It doesn't look like a fumble. to
It's
me.
not a fumble.
Even Dave agrees.
I know.
All right.
Wow.
Oh.
Throwing shade.
Same.
The seams.
Please throw it down the
Attack
seam
the
more often.
seams.
And everyone was talking about it, that they needed to attack these safeties. They were not strong. Why did you not do that more?
Ezekiel Elliott in the end zone. He
Hubbard.
had 18 carries for 35 yards.
Say it again. Say it again.
At this point in the game, with everything that had gone wrong, you take a lead. You felt good about their chances.
You did.
Huge play.
And it just didn't work out that way.
This set the
Huge
Cowboys
play.
up. This was the only thing that could keep them in it.
That's honestly, that is a great, I love that because the highlight package jumped from 7:45 in the third quarter to 1:54 in the fourth quarter because that's how little the offense.
Oh, I don't. You hate to see it.
Honestly, that might be the biggest storyline from this entire game. Is we don't
He was
know.
on a cart, right?
We don't know the severity. It sounds like a pretty severe high ankle sprain, which means
Walking out of the locker room in a boot.
he's probably going to miss a few games if I had to guess.
What was up? Did Amari, Barry, what's going on with Amari? Do you think his ankle was hurting or do you think he just lost the battle?
I just think he lost the battle. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore, he showed up to play, and I think he put the clamps on him. I mean, as you saw all game, it was
Flag
nowhere for him to breathe.
Flag for OPI twice in the same game.
Very odd.
Ooh.
So
Attack
there's
the
Randall
seams.
Cobb putting
Maybe
again,
they should do that more.
Again,
That's what
The
I'm saying
seams.
here.
twice in the night. It worked, but it was just
Oh.
not enough. Just not enough. When he caught the ball, I thought maybe we're close to a
You did.
field goal, and then they
No,
got there
because
and was
we
like,
were
no.
we were down on field level, and I was like, "Whoa, like, are they in field goal range?" And I kind of reassessed. I was like, "They're not.
They're definitely.
They're
Brett
definitely
Maher is
bomb.
not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Let's
just a
check in with
disappointing
the
night.
Cowboys post game to see what all went into the win streak coming to an end.
Between the run game, the pass game, we just couldn't get it going early. We finally got a drive in the second half, but when you're playing in an atmosphere like this, when you're playing a good team and a good defense like that, that's too late. So, got to convert on that first scoring drive that we had. Got to make that pass in the back of the end zone to Cobb. We just left a lot of plays out there tonight, and it showed.
I just coughed it up. Just took it from me. I mean, it's not acceptable. This team relies on me in moments like that. 4th and 1. I just can't let the team down like that.
You know, line one for playing tight end is, catching balls over the middle and securing the catch and getting first downs. And yeah, you want run after catch, but you got the hopes and dreams of the team in your hands, and been fortunate over the years to make a lot of plays and disappointed that, that was a huge opportunity for our team, get a first down midfield and have a drive and to have a turnover like that's costly mistake.
No, guys fought. We fought to the end of the game. I mean, even just looking at the way the game went, we beat ourselves. It was nothing that they did. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we just got to get back to it, get back to work, and move forward.
So what is the answer for why you guys think the offense struggled? We've had maybe 10 hours to think about it.
Yeah.
Now half of it was sleeping.
How many times did you guys hear everyone say execution? It felt like execution was just the problem here. And you talk about Kellen Moore and what he's done in this past month. It was executing plays. You see it right here. They don't go get it, and it hurts because that has not been a problem in the past month. Now here we are, 3-1.
Yeah, missed opportunities. I mean, and this is going to be the talk of this game. It already is if you follow social media and all that good type of stuff. It just felt like a different game plan to me. And
that was what I want to ask, Dave, is did it feel to you three like they went away from what they had been doing for the first 3 weeks?
Felt like they decided, and I haven't watched the game back. I need to. It's early on Monday morning, but it felt like they were determined to just charge and run at the brick wall that was the Saints front, and they were determined to make that work, and it just didn't. First and second down runs, I think there were 11 of them.
There were.
It's not what we saw through the first 3 weeks with the play action. There was no element of misdirection in anything the offense did last night. I think Tavon Austin had an end around, and it actually kind of worked. They got 7 yards off of it. So it just felt stubborn to me.
It did.
And you combine that with the fact that the Saints defensive line gave the Cowboys fits. Not pretty. 35 yards for Zeke, which is not going to get it done.
Yeah, like you said, I think they played very cautiously, I think. I mean, running it first and second downs back to back like that. And for me, I feel like the offensive line kind of got beat. I mean, that's vaunted offensive line. They're great and everything, but I feel like they just got beat, in a man-to-man matchup.
Well, after seeing what we've seen this season and then seeing Dak as uncomfortable, I guess, as he looked last night, or rushed or timid almost, that you just point to the offensive line. So
I also think, 2 weeks in a row, I think it's fair to say they missed Michael Gallup.
yes,
This is true.
He was so good through the first 2 weeks. You said it. Marshawn Lattimore played a great game against Amari Cooper, and that's going to happen in the NFL. There are great cornerbacks in this league. You need another receiver who can reliably beat the other coverage to open things up for Cooper.
Especially a guy like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's funny to think that last week we're sitting here all of these offensive weapons. What are they going to do? They have so many. They can't even handle them. And then last night we're sitting there missing one player.
Yeah, no, and you can say well, there's so many other good players on this team. They got to pick up the slack, and that's where the Witten fumble comes into play. The Zeke fumble comes into play. It just didn't happen for them. They didn't pick up that slack.
Cowboys have a ton of weapons, so do the Saints. Here's what the Cowboys defense had to say assessing last night's loss.
Yeah, obviously defense did a really good job in this game, particularly down in the red zone. They had some opportunities where they moved the ball, but we did a good job, creating some negative plays and just keeping them out of the end zone when they got down in there close.
It's a team effort. For us, we could have made another turnover. We could have scored points on defense. We want to be elite, and if we're not doing that enough, then we can't consider ourselves an elite defense. Offense is going to take care of their part. We have to do ours.
Well, it's tough when your defense does not allow a touchdown, gets 5 sacks, holds the Saints and Alvin Kamara to 12 points, and it's still not enough.
Yeah, their defense, in my opinion, those two bookends played amazing. Robert Quinn complimented DeMarcus Lawrence great. The way he was able to just kind of slither around and just contort his body like that. He's a demon off the edge, and I was highly impressed with his play yesterday.
I appreciate Quinn and Jalen both said after the game, they were like, we need to do more. If the offense is struggling, we need to pick it up. We need to get more takeaways. We could have scored points. That's good on them, and that's what they should say. It's only week 4. They're 3-1. There's no need to throw your offense under the bus. Having said that, I will say for them, they did enough. They played a good enough game last night.
12 points on the road.
12 points on the road.
That atmosphere.
Alvin Kamara had, I believe, 89 yards of offense, which, he's going to get his yards. That's good enough. Mike Thomas, he had a good game.
Yards.
You held him under 100 yards receiving. 12 points, no touchdowns. Got a takeaway. I'm not sure, short of scoring all the points, short of scoring touchdowns, I don't know what else you want them to do.
Well,
5 sacks. Thank you, Jalen, for the reminder.
Yeah, last week when we were ranking all of the undefeated teams, the biggest thing that I thought the Cowboys had going for them was that they were the most complete team. You're looking at every weapon they have on offense that we've already got into, but then it felt like the defense was just so close. They showed it to you in this game. The offense didn't up their game. So that's where it hurt.
3 questions. I need answers.
Okay.
They all start with what happened to, and the first one is the offensive weapons that we've been talking about. What was up with Dak? What happened to Amari and the connection that they had? Was it simply just the didn't have it that night? Is that what we're chalking it up to?
Execution.
Yeah, execution. I think Lattimore just played out of his mind. I mean, you got to give him credit somewhere. I mean, the guy, I mean, he was putting contested, everything on Amari Cooper. So I just got to give it to him. He played great.
All right, what about Kellen Moore's creativity, as we are calling it? What happened to it, David?
I think that's the biggest question coming out of this game. And one thing I've noticed is Kellen Moore was great in the 3 wins, and now that they played a bad offensive game, it's Jason Garrett's fault. And we don't know the truth of that, but everybody's like, damn, Garrett got on Kellen's headset and made him call that stuff. If you're gonna give Kellen Moore credit for the first 3 weeks, you got to give them some blame for this. And like I said, I don't know if they're worried about the crowd noise. I don't know if they were worried about giving up sacks or not being able to protect. They looked conservative. They looked timid. A lot of running into a brick wall. Not a lot of misdirection. Not enough play action.
Like the receivers were not getting open, so they resorted to the run game, and that was not working.
I tend to agree.
Was not working.
You can criticize it. You can criticize it if you want to. Marshawn Lattimore did a great job on Cooper, and I think it screwed up the rest of the offense.
What is your last question?
What happened to the Zeke and Pollard two-headed monster, the offensive line? Did Tony Pollard play?
He did.
He had 2 snaps.
He drew a DPI. He drew a DPI. That was nice. I don't understand.
Well, and that goes back to what we were just talking about, the offensive weapons. It seemed like, okay, 2021, you have a double-edged sword right there to attack these defenses. They didn't go to it as much. Maybe that's part of Kellen Moore's creativity that he can work into this week. I also think you have to give credit to the defensive coordinator for the Saints, Dennis Allen. He had been watching this tape. He was predicting what they would do on 1st and 2nd downs. He was able to use his 3rd down plays on their 2nd downs, which is just mean. But it is what a veteran defensive coordinator can do against a rookie offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore.
I hate to toot my own horn, but go back. Well, I was wrong. My bold prediction was awful because I said Tony Pollard would catch 6 passes for 50 yards and a touchdown.
Zeke did that.
But the reason why I said that is because I thought the Cowboys might have problems getting their other receivers open without Michael Gallup. So I'm thinking screen passes, swing passes, fly sweeps. You can use Tony Pollard in all these different ways to get him involved. They didn't do any of it. And maybe they didn't trust him in that environment. I don't know. But I'm baffled that they were just like, no, we're good. You don't need to be part of this game. I don't
So we just need to send Friday's episode to Kellen Moore.
Maybe,
always.
maybe.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Really quickly before we sign off, want to go over the injured list because I feel like we're the first show of the day. Leighton Vander Esch, are we worried? Limping around a lot during the game.
It seemed like there was some conversation early in the game, but then finished.
He finished the game. He played well in the second half. There's a lot to come because we're gonna get a Tyron Smith update today.
Xavier Woods also.
Huge as well.
Tavon out for the game.
Got a lot of news to come on this Monday. Can't wait.
Jason Garrett late this afternoon.
Yep.
All right, we'll be here.
And try to find time for a nap before then.
We're going to the gym, Dave. Cowboys fan.
Let's do it.
See you guys tomorrow. Tuesday, same time, same place. Actually, 9:20. Back to normal schedule tomorrow. See you guys then.